So basically today we also are going to take a poem, which is called If I Must Die.
You know it?
Yeah, I know it. Have you ever heard about it? Okay, anyway. Yeah, so basically at first I'm going to apply some analysis method that Dr. Refaat taught us when we took poetry course with him.
Can you just tell them who Dr. Refaat is?
Yeah, sure. There's a bunch of slides about him. But before going to Dr. Refaat, I would like you to read the poem. I'll give you from 1 to 2, 3 minutes. Analyze it by yourself. Try to see if there's some. What is the theme of the poem? If there's a symbolism. What does it reflect? Okay. So first of all, if I must die, which translates into Arabic. Who can translate it? Yes, Muhammad? Yeah. إذا كان يجب أن أموت. So if I must die, must here means that the writer of the poem knows that he will die soon. So he wrote it, if I must die. Okay. If here is a conditional phrase. So basically there's a continuum phrase that will come, or maybe a complete sentence. So let's see the poem. Sorry about the font. Anyone would like to read it? Loudly, then you try to think about the meanings. Anyone? Loudly, read it for the whole class.
Choose one. This is the only method of life that works with them. Choose one.
Okay, I will choose Widad. Come on. Try to read it loudly. With your own voice, you have the vocal cords.
Yes, Bilal.
Okay. I must die, you must live.
Louder.
To tell me story, to sell my things, to buy a piece of cloth, and some string,
Some strings, yeah.
make it white with a long tail, so that a child somewhere in Gaza, while looking heaven in the eye, waking his dad who lives in and did no one farewell, not even to his flesh, not even to himself. Sees the kite, my kite you made, flying up above, and thinks for a moment, and angel is there, bringing back love. If I must die, let it bring hope, let it be a tale.
Okay, the poem reads again, if I must die, you must live. Tell my story, to sell my things, to buy a piece of cloth and some strings, make it white with a long tail, so that a child somewhere in Gaza, while looking heaven in the eye, awaiting his dad who left in a blaze, and bid no one farewell, not even to his flesh, not even to himself, sees the kite, my kite you made, flying up above, and thinks for a moment an angel is there, bringing back love. If I must die, let it bring hope, let it be a tale. Okay? So read it silently, you have 3 minutes, 2 minutes, and tell me what the most thing you like about the poem. A word maybe a phrase, anything you like about the poem. Okay? So I'll give you 3 minutes. Start it from now.
Think about it, guys.
Leave the writer, okay? Don't refer in your mind that Dr. Refaat wrote this. Consider just a person.
Before before you start, guys, do you know who Refaat Alareer is? Most of you have a short-lived memory, wallahi. Yeah. 1 second. Just go to Google, guys.
Yeah.
Right, Refaat Alareer. You're going to see who this person is. تعرف مين تمام من هذا الدكتور من غزة. Just write Refaat Alareer. ذكرتوه.
I'm sure you saw his pictures somewhere on the internet, especially in December, beginning of January 2024, when he was assassinated.
He's the English University professor in Gaza, who was murdered by an Israeli airstrike. You remember him?
Yes.
Okay, go back to the poem and now try to answer Khalid's question about the many words in the poem.
Still have 1 minute, guys.
And choose randomly, that's the only way
Okay,
that works with them.
I will. Can I choose you? Can I choose you, doctor?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I've come across like the words.
If I didn't find anyone.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Well, I will choose like the repetition of must die for me.
Okay. Time's up.
Choose.
Anyone who wants to raise his hand before choose randomly? Yes, Mama? Tell me. No, tell me something you liked about the poem.
Is the word just something?
Anything.
Like the rhythm.
Okay, tell me, what do you say about the rhythm?
For example, if the two sentences are the opposite of each other, but talk about the same topic. For example, if I must die, you must live. And so on.
Okay. Seems interesting. Anyone else? I'll choose you, who you're playing the phone. That's why I brought the laser. Yeah, what do you like about the poem? What did you like about the poem?
أسيش أقول في أوديو.
Okay, so she's searching about the author.
Read it.
That she's from Palestine.
Yeah.
Okay,
بعرف بشاطر عن
You
الفيديو.
should be just friendly to her.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Like do not be friendly to Jordanians. That's okay.
The problem I don't know who are Jordanian here. Okay, I will show you with the glasses. Yeah, the green one.
I like the sentences that tell us while looking heaven in the eyes, awaiting his guide who left a place.
Okay.
Somewhere in Gaza. I like this.
What do you like about it? Can you tell us more? What exactly?
You tell us what it happens.
Okay, what does heaven here refers to? Symbolizes something.
Yeah.
What does it symbolize? While looking heaven
In the eye.
in the eye.
Yeah.
What does it symbolize? Yeah, Omar.
The death is coming.
Yeah, death is coming, but where do you see death? Here we're talking about a child. Child, somewhere in Gaza, while looking heaven in the eye. Heaven in the eye, what does it mean, the whole phrase together? When you look,
It's facing death.
no,
Not only that, guys. Like they
I
have
think
some
so.
hopes, some dreams, aspirations.
freedom.
Okay, maybe freedom. Where does freedom lie? Anyone? Okay, heaven in the eye here means the sky, basically. By looking heaven and by looking to the sky. Okay. Okay. Anyone else? I'll still have two persons to choose. So I'll go for.
Choose wala.
Okay, wala. Who's wala? Okay, wala. Yeah, you always answer these questions.
I think I like to tell my story, let it bring hope at the beginning and at the end, so he connected with each other.
I just told your answer. Okay, to tell my story. So what do you like about it?
I think it's to bring a little bit hope after all the suffering.
And that what does that tell us about basically writing poetry, literature, the art? What does it tell you? Yes, doctor?
Yeah, for me, like literature represents voice.
Yes.
And literature represents an account or a narrative that you have to tell to others.
Exactly.
That's kind of like the Professor Refaat Alareer. He's like keeps repeating the word story or a tale, because in our world, like, we are caring about narratives. I feel the Israeli narrative and the Palestinian one, and that's like part of the Palestinian one. We die on a regular basis, but at the same time, like, let's make our death very symbolic and eternal. It reminds us like of the horrendous, horrific, atrocious occupation of Palestine. We're dying, but let's make it
worth. Make someone remembers us. We're not numbers at the end. Because basically, literature in all its styles, poetry, short stories, novels, drama, it remains forever. It's eternal. You keep studying them. But maybe the person died, but the idea doesn't die itself.
exactly.
Right? So I have Zubayda. Do you want to say anything?
I'm interested and you must to tell my story.
Okay, that's something good. That's what I'm trying to do right now. Because Dr. Refaat was my teacher, he was my educator. He was like a father for me. I took with him about 3 courses in university and outside courses, of course, too. He supervised 2 of our university festivals, and he was always focusing on storytelling, writing, and creative writing. He taught me how to write stories. Maybe I published or shared with you some of my stories in the WhatsApp group. All of this ability to write. عندما برجع الفضل دكتور رفعت الله يرحمه. So basically, I'm not going to write on the board. I'm just going to analyze it quickly, as Dr. Refaat. We took this poem in the poetry course.
I think you can use the interactive board, right?
I'm not familiar with that.
I think,
Yes?
yeah, try to, the arrow, try to press the arrow.
Okay.
Markers, try to use the hands.
You just start.
Yep. Okay. First, Fal must die. So he used must. Okay, Dr. Refaat was always repeating this phrase or this sentence. In literature, if there's something, it is there for a reason. It is not there for a reason. So basically everything in literature, when we say literature, we mean art, we mean poetry, we mean short stories, we mean the word choice, we mean the punctuation, the capitalization, the forwarding of some phrases, emphasizing things, the repetition of words. If you repeat something, that means you want to emphasize something. You could have not repeated it, but he chose to repeat it. So maybe, basically, he's implying something. So in literature, if there's something, it is there for a reason. If it is not there, it's not there for a reason.
Martin is random, guys.
Yeah. So he shows must. He could say, if I will die, if I should die. He said, if I must die. So he knows that his death is certain. But why was his death certain? What do you think he was certain about his death?
Hey, guys, go back to Tawjihi exams, Tawjihi grammars, and the use of must.
Yeah.
Must, like you use it when there is something called like obligatory or compulsory. It vary from an outside force. Not like he's going to die, like, and his death is not a normal death.
So as I said, F is what is a conditional phrase. If I must die, so there's something you need to do after it. You must live. So if I die, you have to live. You must live. Why? To tell my story. So basically here he focuses on the story. You have to tell my story. But does here Dr. Refaat, when he says my story, he is only saying about his story, or he symbolizes something bigger? He symbolizes something bigger. He symbolizes the whole Palestinian case.
Yeah, the story of Palestine.
Palestine. So you must live to tell the story of the whole Palestine. Okay, the case since 1948, not since 7 October, as they claim right now. To sell my things, to buy a piece of cloth. I'm not going to focus on everything. To buy a piece of cloth and some strings. So basically here he wants us to build something. Make it white, a piece of cloth and string with a long tail. So we have here tail. Okay, focus on the long tail. So that a child, I want you to focus on this. Okay? You took writing 1, right? You took writing, paragraph writing?
Yes.
Okay, so basically you know what is a simple sentence. What does a complete sentence contains of? There are 2 things, basic things in the complete sentence.
What makes a sentence, guys?
Subject and verb.
Subject and verb, thank you. Okay, so here, where's the subject in this sentence? I want the subject. A child. So here we have a child, right? Okay, so that a child, so after a subject, to make a good sentence, what do we need after a subject? A verb. We need a main verb, right? So let's search for the verb. So that a child, somewhere in Gaza, while looking heaven in the eye. So this child basically is from where? From Gaza. What is he doing? He is looking heaven in the sky, heaven in the eye, which means he's looking at the sky, awaiting his dad, who left in a blaze. Do you know what a blaze mean? In a very fast, I'm sorry, Omar, yes, what does a blaze mean?
A very fast explosion of fire.
Yeah, maybe it means in a very fast way, but at the same time, so basically here we have a word with 2 meanings. Blaze, maybe it means like the fast way, or maybe it means like he left in an explosion, which also happens in a very fast way. And bid no one farewell. Who's this who bid no one farewell?
His father.
His father. Thank you, Omar. Not even to his flesh. So Omar was right. In a blaze here, it didn't mean in a fast way, it means an explosion. Because this man, he even couldn't say farewell. حتى لم يودع لحمه، لم يودع شحمه. من سرعة الانفجار ما قدرش حتى يودع نفسه. Maybe here flesh also stands for my flesh and blood. لحمي وشحمي. ما قدرش يودع عيلته وولاده. So the explosion here happened very fast in a blaze. Not even to himself. He couldn't even say goodbye or farewell to himself. Are you following with me, guys?
Yes.
Okay, well. Okay. So we have how many characters in that word till now we reached?
3.
Okay, we have I, which refers to Dr. Refaat.
In the child.
We have you, all of us who read the poem. He addresses us, we are the addressee. Then we reach the child, subject. Did we reach the main verb until now? No, we didn't reach the main verb. After that we have the dad, the father, who died tragically in an explosion. He couldn't say farewell, not to his flesh, not to himself. And right now we have C is the kite. C is here. What do we call it? The main verb. So basically all these things from somewhere, I'm sorry because the smart board stopped working some reason. So from here to here, these are all phrases, not complete sentences. Okay? So that child sees the kite. Okay? He could have wrote it in that way and left all these interpretive phrases احنا بنسميهم الفريزز الداخلية اللي بتدخل عشان تجمل المعنى وتعطي معنى زيادة as adjectival phrases, maybe adverbial phrases as well. So they give some meaning. He could remove them, but he chose to keep them there, to insert them, and to de-attach the verb. Look how many lines we have. We have 1 line, 2 lines, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 lines, we have 6 phrases. So he attached the subject from the main verb by using 6 lines. Why? Let's just keep it in your mind. Let's refer to it after we finish what we're going to take it now. So what's the first thing this child sees? He sees the kite. What? Which kite?
Yes.
Which kite? My kite. Because he sold his things. Okay? But who made the kite? Because he was killed, he died. Someone died. Who made the kite? We made the kite. Okay? My kite, you made. He emphasizes here that you made my kite. Flying up above. And thinks for a moment an angel is there, bringing back love. So think about it again. Okay? The first something the child sees is the kite. Why the kite? Why the kite? What do you think the kite here maybe symbolizes?
Freedom.
Frida. Why Frida? Yes, Omar?
Maybe death.
Maybe death. Okay, why death? Why do you think that?
Because it goes up in the sky.
Okay, I would disagree with that. But it's a good answer. It's good when you think a different way.
Amar's answers are always brilliant. I like them.
Yeah, me too, Allah. Okay. Oh, alhamdulillah. Worked.
Well, at least something is working for Gazans.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, so we have the kite. Then he says, when he sees the kite flying up above, and thinks, he only thinks, maybe the kite is not something real. Thinks for a moment, an angel is there. What the angel will do? The angel will basically bring
back, love. And he repeats it again. If I must die, so he knows he will die. Let it bring hope. Let it be a tale. I want you to focus on this word. On love. On hope. Okay? And let's get back to our hypothesis maybe. When I said, so that a child, here we have the main verb. Okay, are you following me guys?
Yes.
So we have a child somewhere in Gaza. So the child basically in Gaza is looking heaven in the eye. He's awaiting for his dad who was killed. He couldn't say farewell. Then he sees the kite. What do you understand from this whole postponing of the verb? He could put it here. It's not something about writing, it's something about the content, the meaning itself.
To indicate the tragic and suffering.
Okay, to indicate the tragic, maybe, yeah. Maybe this child waited a lot of time. Maybe his dad also took a lot of time and died, suffering his family. What else? Anyone has answers? Ahmad? No?
What was your question, Charlie?
The postponing of the verb, the main verb. And using all these phrases. What does it indicate? It's something about content, about creative writing. Yes?
Maybe that he's still alive, maybe.
No. So basically I told you to focus.
Let me say something.
Yeah.
Usually, guys, like when you have such sentences in which verb is like separated from the main subject, like with a few quiet distance. In English, those details are not important, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, guys, in this context, these are the most important ones.
Exactly.
Those details make up the whole guy's story. Those details tell us about the narratives, about the details like of how Gazans people, Gazans like live their life or how they lose their lives. That's a child. It's like a child has to enjoy freedom, has to enjoy like fun activities, has to enjoy his innocence. But at the same time, like this child is witnessing the death of his own father.
Yeah. So basically we have two words. Thank you, Dr. Ahmad. We have two words. We have love and hope. Where did the words came? At the beginning or at the end? At the end. So basically here we have some similarity, right? The love and hope came at the end. And the child, when he sees the kite, which is about freedom, symbolizes freedom, I want you to focus on the kite, because we are going to discuss it right now. So he postponed the main verb, sees, from the child to indicate that love and hope, that the child and the freedom, the kite, because the first thing the child saw, what it was the kite, was the freedom. He postponed the main verb to tell you that getting freedom is not easy. Not easy at all. It's special in Gaza because of the occupation, because of the wall, because of the apartheid system, because of the seas, because of everything. So that's why he postponed the main verb. You see the creativity? He could have said that a child sees the kite who's somewhere in Gaza while looking heaven, and like he could do it maybe in another way. Dr. Refaat was a good writer. by the way. He taught students to write. But he chose it this way. To indicate that the freedom, the love, the hope are not easy to get.
Like there was a price that was paid
Yeah,
for this freedom to come.
his dad was killed as well. So, let it be tale. Let it be told by story. We have story, tale, also servant. Let's move to the other slide. Okay, this is the dua we put. اللهم اقسم لنا من خشيتك ما يحول بيننا وبين معصيتك من طاعتك ما تبلغنا به جنتك من اليقين ما تهون به علينا مصائب الدنيا ومتعنا الله بأسماعنا وأبصارنا وقواتنا أبدا ما أحييتنا. Okay, what do you notice? The themes. What were themes we saw in the poem? This is the main important question. What themes did you notice in the poem? We had freedom, the kite. We had hope. We had death.
Analysis.
Love mostly at the end.
Suffering like
Yeah.
Gaza, how it does.
I want you. He didn't even said and notice for a moment. Like, he said and thinks. He only imagines this child, this poor child whose father was killed. He thinks for a moment. He doesn't know. Maybe it's an angel. Maybe it's something. But he thinks because of the horror he faced. He only thinks, and for a moment, an angel is there, bringing back love. Maybe it's not true, because at the end he thinks. So we have the themes, as the doctor said, themes of suffering, symbols. We have one symbol here, which we'll be focusing about. What is the symbol?
Kite.
The kite, which symbolizes freedom. Thank you. Other things you noticed, maybe, irony.
What do these strings stand for?
What the strings stand for. I had a lot of questions and answers. I tried to ask my friends, for example,
Like guys, when he says like, you know, I want to like the white with a long tail.
yeah, why a piece of cloth? Because we know kites basically are made out of plastic, paper, but he chose cloth. Why? I mean, like, try to think this in the home, maybe. This is Dr. Refaat Alareer, Allah yarhamu. Do you see him? Does he look like a terrorist? For you? Does he look like a terrorist or like a gentleman like Dr. Ahmed?
I'm not gentle, Mama.
This is also Dr. Refaat in Philadelphia. I brought you some pictures.
Philadelphia. Wallah, I love Philadelphia, by the way.
This is Dr. Refaat in the IUG. We had a festival. This is the only picture I have of Dr. Refaat. This is me.
Is it Khaled?
Mahmoud, what I had here, forecaster. This is Ahmed, also a writer. He taught us the three of us, to write stories. Ahmed, by the way, is a very good writer. He's still in the north. So
Let's
Dr.
go back to the poem. Guys, I think like we're having kind of a pun or like a trick with the word tail. It's going to be a long what?
Tail. And tail. Yes. I wanted to say that, but I was avoided.
A long tail, guys. It means like a long story of suffering. Make it long. And like it seems like he's anticipating like it's going to be a long suffering for us.
Yeah. The same thing with the verb. Wow.
Make it white. White. What does that mean, like to make it white one?
Cloud of death.
Hmm?
Cloud of death.
What does it mean? Like it might refer to the coffin,
Yes.
Yeah, copy.
or it might refer to what? A long tail, like make it white.
Empty. Or peaceful. Peaceful.
Peaceful at the same time as well. Make it white with a long tail, some strings. Strings stand for what? Like he says, if I must die, طيب, you must live to tell my story. Oh, there was someone like was a Palestinian who was resisting the occupation and he was killed. If I must die, أنا ما بدي أموت. حد فينا بده يموت؟ Like he said, if I must die, then كان يجب أن أموت. That's why he used the word must. Based on an outside force. It's compulsory death for me. It's not a normal one. Inshallah, and خلاص he gets like a heart attack. Then no, if I must die, because no, like he knows that death is approaching. Death is coming for everyone like who resides in Gaza. A piece of a cloth. What does he say like a piece of a cloth? Not plastic. It might symbolize the coffin.
Yes.
Or to what piece of cloth and some strings. He might refer to the notion that if he must die, he wants to die in Palestine and come again like with the Palestinian flag.
Maybe.
Maybe. I'm not leaving. Like a piece of cloth. Cover me like with my flags, with my
things.
my things.
With the smell of my
He
life.
knows that he's leaving, wallah, he knows that he's dying. But he's not leaving. Okay, go ahead.
Refaat. Stay.
Did you see Khalid there?
Yes.
I was always hiding.
Yalla, inshallah.
So
You'll overcome this, inshallah. You'll go back to your normal life, Khalid.
who is Dr. Refaat? First, he was a mysterious figure. He defended Palestine. He was always focusing on Palestine. His first priority was Palestine. He was a true father. He was married. He had a family. But he also was a true father for us. Like Dr. Ahmed right now, he's trying always to advise you how to treat your parents, how to live your life in a simple manner. Dr. Refaat was the same thing. He was always advising us. He was a true father to us. He was an educator. He adored Shakespeare, by the way.
Shakespeare. Shakespeare. Quote him Allah, he used to call him Shakespeare. لما كنا طلاب كنا ندي Shakespeare.
There was a storyteller. He was the best one who can tell you a story. I will send you a link on the WhatsApp group. He did an ATX stand-up. He told the story. He was a writer. For me, he was better than Shakespeare even. He taught writing. He was a multitasker. He could do 20 tasks better than 20 people doing the same 20 tasks at the same time. He had this brain. He was a very amazing person.
Guys, you can all, wallahi, be multitaskers. You can
Have
all
focus.
be. That can try to put your phones aside.
Yeah, exactly.
Wallahi. If you put them aside, you have time for yourselves. You have time for your religious spirituality. You have time for studies. You have time for family. You have time for others. You have time for thinking. You have time for everything, guys. Like in khalas, when you're frozen there with your phone, والله I'm not sure like how they're tampering with us. والله بتلعبوا فينا. تخيلين حالكم بتطلعوا هيك على منشور غزة ذبح قتل بتبكوا right?
But in reality,
After 1 minute or like 30 seconds بتشوفوا هيك شيء بضحك بتصيروا تضحكوا. You see like how they play with us. You get the point. Well, they keep like playing with us, guys. That's why like stay away from those like demonic phones. Stay away from them. لأنه بيلعبوا فينا. شوفوا منشور والله وبتبكوا مش ما بتبكوا بتزعلوا. لكن بتشوفوا على السريع بعد منشور لمستر بين تفرطوا من الضحك. They're playing with us. That's why like wallahi I'm not using Facebook anymore these days. خلاص, if I want to know the news, I'll go to live news broadcasters and that's it. Because now news is good news.
Oh.
Please guys, stay away from your phones like for some time. Find time for family issues, your cleanliness, your daily routines, taking care of your health. Everyone else, guys. Wallahi, like you should, خلاص, put phones aside. You're going then to know like you're having too much time. You're having time. Like once you keep, معنى ذا وقت يكتور كذابين. والله you're lying to yourselves guys. حتى أنا كنت ما عندي وقت sometimes like I use my phone a lot sometimes بحكي لحالي كذاب. Sometimes then I start خلاص I have time to read like I started والله reading like every like day 100-200 pages a day. I just read. I have nothing else. Family, take care of the kids for like an hour or two. Sit with the wife and خلاص. Nothing else. Right? وانتوا كمان في الشيء لا واحد يطيح ولا عيل يصيح. تعرفوا هذا المثل؟ تعرفوا شو يعني؟ يعني اغلبكم ما عندكم التزام، لا واحد يطيح. ما عندكم والله البيت اللي يظل يضبط الفراش وحالتي حاله وكذا رايت. فكرة المقبرة راحت زمان كل واحد فراشه على سريره وخلص. ولا لا؟ فلا واحد يطيح ولا عيل يصيح انه ما عندكم مش لا اولاد ولا كذا. ما في مسؤولية. لا واحد يطيح ولا عيل يصيح. فانه what would you do guys like if you're married and if you get my point guys?
Yeah.
Like I have many students who are like married wallahi and they're like having babies and they're taking care of everything and they're brilliant students. But for you guys, you're not married. You're not having like the whole responsibility of your homes or houses. You're not having babies, you're not having husbands, you're not having nothing. And you say, حاسس حالي مخربطة. ايش؟ شو مخربطين؟ احكي واصلكم شو واصلكم مثلا والله most of you like you're lacking nothing. And you're students guys. A student like is a student. You have your pocket money, your food, some books to study, nothing more. You see me? Nothing والله for most of you, nothing, right Khalid?
Yeah.
Nothing. At the same time you keep complaining. We have no time, doctor. No. Hey.
Postpone the exam.
Yeah, like you're infatuated a lot with procrastination. No. دماغ العاطل. tomorrow tomorrow hopes اليوم معكم صحتكم بكره نوم. اليوم عندكم أهليكم بكره نوم. ممكن أصحى بكره ما ليش أمي لا قدر الله ولا أمي ولا كذا. No, you get my point, guys. That's why like take advantage like of every single moment in life. يعني try have like خالد والله like I love the warrior in you والله. خالد رجل محارب جدا. He came from hospital to the class and he's going back to hospital. And you have no excuse والله ما عندكم عذر. Sometimes like when like my spirit fades عن جد همتي بتفتر I just remember والله remember خالد. Hey أحمد خالد والله like I remembered you the other day. He's a warrior محارب. He spends like when he comes from the class, the hospital, the class. And he never told you like I'm sick or no. جاني بداية تقول يا دكتور أنا عندي ظرف صحي. بس راح أغيب بس إنه ما تاخذش مني إنه أنا قاعد بستعطفك no. I am willing to do my best, to study hard, to do everything. He sent me like a long message yesterday about his like health. And I did not even expect him Allah to come today. And he's coming. But when you like your spirit is cooling down, remember like there are warriors. في محاربين عن جد محاربين. As long as you breathe, you need to wallahi resist. في نفس بدك تقاوم. It's life. This is life.
وأمرت في شرف المروبة فلا تقنع بالاعتمادون للوجود.
Exactly. Now you're seeking knowledge, you're seeking dignity, you're seeking respect, you're seeking lots of things, guys. فاللي عنده أي عذر ما بقبل. والله ما بقبل. You see like the man, الرجل حق الرسول قال يا رسول الله بريء ما عندي حد يدلني على الفجر. يقول ماشي، يقول بعدين تسمع النداء؟ شو حكاه؟ نعم، قال فلبي. هو ضرير ما بيشوف وعلى الفجر ما عندهم كهرباء. في كهرباء زمان؟ ما في. Nothing. لكن Prophet did not want like to give him a pretext and لبي. ما بتقلد خطيتك أنا. لبي. روح صلي. لكن he has an excuse. ليس مريض حرج العربي. Right. لكن لبي. الواحد وهمته.
So, I will read the poem fast, okay? And I want you, we would mention the writer. I want you to think about the writer. Is he a good person or he is a bad person? Is he a Palestinian or anti-Palestinian, okay? Let's not refer to other terms. On a roof in the old city. What does the old city mean here? Do you know the old city? Yes? Yeah. Jerusalem, yeah. So the old city اللي هو المدينة القديمة في القدس. Laundry hanging in the late afternoon sunlight. The white sheet of a woman who is by enemy. Focus also about the subject verb things.
Who's the writer Khalid this one?
Let's read it and let's. But I told you about him one time. The towel of a man who is by enemy, to wipe off the sweat of his brow. In the sky of the old city, a kite. At the other end of the string, a child. I can't see because of the wall. So here we have a wall. Do you know what this wall stands for? We are talking about Jerusalem, the old city, and we have a wall. Anyone have an idea?
جدار الفاصل.
Judar al-Fasl also. Yeah. So the man can't see because of the wall, basically. We have put up many flags. They have put up many flags to make us think that they are happy, to make them think that we are happy. Okay? So we have a roof in the old city, we have laundry, we have women, white sheet, towel, man. We don't have any army, we don't have any weapons, rockets. We have also a kite, tribe, the old city again. The man can't see. His vision somehow vague. Because of what? Because of the wall. So he's complaining about the wall, right? As the doctor said, we have put up many flags. They have flags to make us think they are happy, to make them think that we are happy. So basically, who do you think the writer is? A Palestinian or an anti-Palestinian?
There's the word enemy.
Yeah, but also there is the word I can't see because of the wall. So this makes some contractions. So what do you think? Palestinian, non-Palestinian, Israeli maybe, normal person?
Since we have we and they, like we're having polarity.
Yeah. And by the way, the last stanza is the most dangerous stanza. The last 4 lines. So, okay, we'll start from here. But who do you think wrote it? Palestinian or Zionist?
No, yes.
Yeah?
I guess.
Palestinian?
No.
Zionist?
Yeah.
Okay. Palestinian. Zionist. Okay, 2 Zionists. Palestinian? Zionist? Okay. You are alone.
Israeli.
Okay, we have Israeli too. Palestinian?
No,
What?
not Palestinians.
Zionist? Palestinian. Amir? Doctor?
It's always the whole.
Okay, the writer of this poem his called is Yehuda. His name is Yehuda. He's a Zionist, pro-Zionist person who lives in Israel. The poem, okay, from that side, it seems like a normal poem. Poor man, he lives in a roof in the old city. He's watching the laundry hanging, white sheet, towel of a man. He sees a kite. He wants to see the child.
Was it written before that poem or like this one was written before? If I must die.
لا قديمة جدا قديمة.
Like which was written first?
This, it's very old poem. I think even the narrator died. Allah يرحمه.
So like we're having intertextuality here, like between Alareer and Yehuda.
Yeah, he taught us this poem in the poetry course to make us know how Israeli think, how they manipulate words, how he says a child to make us feel that, oh my God, he's an innocent person, he loves children, but at the same time he's distancing himself from the child. You have to see how he said a kite and ended it with a period. But then he said at the other end of the string, he used the phrase. This is also creative writing, to distance himself from the child. Although he could say in the old city, a kite, a child at the end of the string, that he detached himself, he distanced himself from the child by using this phrase, introductory phrase. Did you see that? Interesting how they write. But in the first moment you think like, oh my God, he loves children, he's an innocent person. Then he blames that he can't see a child because of the wall. But who built the wall in the first place? Did Palestinians build the wall? No. They're the Zionists. So here he's lying. Why he can't see the child? Because of the wall? Okay, the other thing. He says, I can't see, right? He can see what? A child. And he could see the kite. He could see the tiny details, the meticulous details. How a man who is my enemy, he didn't even use a verb. حقر الزلمة حتى. ما بده يستخدم له made verb. Look, حتى مش معترف الغسيل. Laundry hanging in the late afternoon sunlight. Where's the verb? No verb. He didn't even say laundry is hanging. He said laundry hanging. The white sheet of a woman who is my enemy. What is she doing? No verb. The same thing, phrase. It's not a complete sentence. The towel of a man who is my enemy. To wipe. Is this a main verb? Can we consider it a verb? Like this? Can we consider the verb doctor? In this time, this form, to wipe off.
That's not the main verb, guys.
That's not the main verb. So he didn't use verbs. هو مش قادر فينا. When you analyze the poem from the outside you think like, oh my God, the man wants peace. She's his enemy, but like he's looking at her, he wants to talk. But inside, when you analyze, he didn't even use verbs. He doesn't recognize us. He doesn't recognize us even by writing the sentence. The white sheet, he could see the laundry hanging. He saw the white sheet of a woman. And he always looks at her. ايش السبب اللي بيخلي حدا يطلع على الروف ويركز في woman while holding the white sheet؟ ايش بدك البطارية تبعت الله؟ Why you are focusing on her? Why you are putting your nose inside her life? The towel of a man. He saw the bashkir of a man. And he knows this. He uses this bashkir, the towel, to wipe off the sweat of his brow. So he saw all these details, but when he came to the child, he distanced himself from the child. He said, at the other end of the string, a child. And why he can't see the child? He complains about the wall, but he's a liar. He saw all these things. He saw all these things. Despite of the wall, But he doesn't see what he wants. He doesn't want to see the child. Why? Because the child is the idea. The child is the idea.
It's the future.
Exactly. Okay, we have just like 2 minutes. Can anyone tell me why this stanza, you know what a stanza means? Combination of flies. Why this stanza is the most dangerous stanza? Why? I want, okay, 1 word, 2 words, maybe. Okay, we have like, focus on the syllables. Okay, focus on the syllables. Basically, the 4 lines, we have here 2, and we have here 2. They deliver the same idea, right? We have flags, many flags. They have many flags. To make us think, to make them think.
Like a rhythm.
Yeah, happy, exactly, rhythm also, the rhythm. So, we, the writer of the poem, who is he? Persido or Zionist?
Christine.
No, Zionist.
لا رزايدس لأنه كان بينكر فيه.
Yeah. So, when did Israel stole our land and build this country, so-called country? But, I guess, رجعت بعيد. So he says, لاحظوا كيف? He says that we, at the first, we have put up many flags. So as is he claiming that our flags, the Israeli flags, were there first. Then, this is the consequence of the sentence. They have put up many flags. So who came first? For him. Israelis. So do you see how he manipulates? We have many flags. They have also many flags, but we came first. This is the first something. The second thing, to make us think they are happy. So they have put many flags to make us think they are happy. عشان يفكروا ان احنا ايش؟ خلونا نفكر ان هم سعداء. But they are not happy. Why? Because we make them suffer. We put checkpoints. We build the apartheid wall. We kill them the whole day. We take prisoners. We take capture. We make their life as hell. But they want us to think that they are happy. But are we happy? Well, obviously we are happy because this is our land. And we know at the end of the story we will win. To make them think that we are happy. Are they happy? The Israeli. No. Even if they show us they are happy, they are not happy. Because they are the occupiers. Do you know why this stanza is the most dangerous stanza, guys? I want you, this is the last thing I will say, I want you to focus on 2 terms. The one who is being occupied and the occupier, المحتل واللي تم احتلاله. Here, the poet tries to what? يحاول يمهد فكرة إن we are equal or coexistence and that we are equal victims يا حرام. إحنا جايين نعيش على الأرض وأنتم بتقاتلوا فينا. أنتم بتعيشوا على الأرض. إحنا بنقاتل فيكم. You think that you are happy, but you're not happy. We want you to think that you are happy, but you're not happy. فإيش رأيكم? Let's come and put out the guns and live peacefully. Coexist together. We are equal victims. We have the right in this land. You also have the right in this land. But do you think this will ever happen? Even if we agree as a Palestinians, do you think this will ever happen?
No.
That's why they always claim that 7 October is the beginning. But they never mention that since 1948 they have been killing us, massacring us, committing crime, genocide, building the apartheid wall, building the checkpoints, the road that should take 1 hour, right now takes 7 to 8 hours. and sometimes you can pass it, you go home empty-handed. في الضفة الغربية ما في مقاومة. But at the same time, life there is a hell, such as in Gaza as well. So here, the poet is trying to say we are equal victims. We have flags, you have flags. انتوا اعلام، انتوا دولتكم، احنا لنا دولتنا. تعالوا نعيش بسلام يا جماعة وخلاص. بس لما تجيبوها من برا without analyzing it, it's very tricky. You think like, oh my God, يا حرام الزلمة بده سلام. الزلمة مش قادر يشوف الطفل. بتطلع على الجدار مش قادر. طب مين بنى الجدار؟ شوفت كل هدول التفاصيل جاي ترمي الطفل اللي انت اصلا بعدت نفسك عنه بالفريز. So this is their method, the Israeli method. They always lie, they always didn't say the truth. They are the most hideous people on this earth. Oh, thank you, Jama'a.